Hey there, if you're buying or selling a home in Fairbanks or North Pole, Alaska, especially if you're military, healthcare, or in oil and gas, this series is for you. We're breaking down the entire Alaskan residential purchase agreement, line by line, so you feel confident and informed, not overwhelmed. This is episode 1, and we're kicking off with what page 1 of the contract actually says, including how the property is defined, who's involved, and what earnest money really means. If you want the full guide, don't forget to subscribe and download your free copy of our Fairbanks Relocation Guide or Home Seller's Guide. The links are in the description below. Every real estate deal in Fairbanks starts with a standardized form, which is typically 8 pages long. At the very top of page 1, you'll see the basic property information. This will show your street address and the legal description. These aren't just formalities. They're what legally define what is being bought or sold. Any part of this is wrong, it can derail your entire deal. Right below that, the contract lists the names of the licensees involved. Those are your real estate agents. This matters because it identifies who's representing the buyer, who's representing the seller, and who's holding responsibilities for communications, compliance, and sometimes even earnest money. Quick note, it's normal for one office to represent both sides in a neutral capacity in the interior of Alaska. We just handle it transparently.
Thinking about moving to Fairbanks? Well, click on the link below for my free relocation guide where I talk about top schools, top neighborhoods, and so much more.
Paragraph 1 officially identifies the buyer and the seller by their legal name and states clearly that it's a binding agreement once everyone signs. This is where Alaska law kicks in. We're not just doing handshake deals anymore. Once your name is on this line, you've begun the path to closing. And that includes a ton of legal and financial steps, which we'll get into in later episodes. This section gets into 2 big things: earnest money and how much you're paying for the home. Earnest money is a good faith deposit. It shows the seller that you're serious. It's usually 1 to 2% of the purchase price here in Fairbanks. And most of the time it's held by your licensee's brokerage until the deal closes. If the transaction should fall apart for any reason like failing home inspections or financing, you might get it back, but not always. We'll explain how that works in an upcoming episode. By the way, if you're relocating to Fairbanks or North Pole, you need our Fairbanks Relocation Guide. It covers neighborhoods, weather, local quirks, and how to plan your move. You can get it in the link below and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Here's what I tell all of my buyers and sellers. Get that earnest money ready right away. Double check the spelling of your legal name and the full purchase price. Mistakes here can cause delays down the line. Ask your agent who's holding the earnest money and how is it tracked. If they can't answer that, that's a big red flag. You want to feel confident from the very beginning and not surprised later. All right, that's a wrap on page 1. Now you've got a solid understanding of how the property and parties are identified, the role of the licensees, what earnest money is, and how your purchase price gets locked in. In episode 2, we'll break down seller paid expenses, who covers what at closing, and how proration works. Yes, that's how we split bills like property taxes, HOA dues, if they exist, and most times they don't, and heating oil.